Log entry 1, day 1. They told us it was paradise. A new Eden. A pristine world ripe for the taking, teeming with untapped resources and the promise of a fresh start for humanity. They lied. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, lead botanist on the Artemis expedition. We were the first to set foot on this forsaken rock, and now, we're fighting for our lives. It all started so well. The journey from Earth was long and arduous, but the excitement of discovery kept us going. We emerged from cryosleep eager and wide-eyed, ready to embrace our new home. The planet, designated Kepler 452b, was breathtaking. Lush green forests stretched as far as the eye could see, sparkling rivers snaked through fertile valleys, and majestic mountains pierced the azure sky. It was a picture postcard paradise. Our initial surveys were promising. The atmosphere was breathable, albeit a bit thin, and the gravity was manageable. The temperature was surprisingly Earth-like, and the days and nights were similar in length. We set up our base camp, a cluster of prefabricated domes and inflatable habitats, and began our exploration in earnest. At first, everything seemed perfect. We discovered a wide variety of plant life, from towering trees with iridescent leaves to delicate flowers that bloomed in the twilight. We collected samples, catalogued species, and even tasted a few edible fruits and berries. We were living the dream. But then, things took a dark turn. It started with minor irritations. Some of the crew members developed rashes and skin irritations after coming into contact with certain plants. We chalked it up to allergies and continued our work. But then, the symptoms worsened. The rashes became blisters, the blisters became open sores, and the sores became infected. Our medical officer, Dr. Chen, was baffled. He tried every antibiotic and antiviral in our arsenal, but nothing seemed to work. The infection spread rapidly, and soon, half the crew was incapacitated. Then, the plants started to fight back. It began with the giant mushrooms. They were harmless at first, just curious oddities dotting the landscape. But then, they started to grow. And grow. And grow. Soon they towered over our base camp, their bulbous caps casting long, ominous shadows. One night, as we slept, the mushrooms attacked. Their tendrils, thick as a man's arm, snaked into our habitats, probing and searching. They wrapped around sleeping crew members, injecting them with a paralyzing toxin. We fought back with axes and flamethrowers, but the mushrooms were relentless. They seemed to have a mind of their own, a collective intelligence that guided their every move. We lost 6 crew members that night. Their bodies were found the next morning, drained of all fluids, their skin covered in a strange, fungal growth. We knew then that we were no longer welcome on Kepler 452b. The next few days were a blur of terror and desperation. We tried to barricade ourselves in our habitats, but the plants found new ways to attack. The trees shed their leaves, which turned out to be razor-sharp and poisonous. The vines snaked through ventilation shafts, choking and strangling anyone they encountered. Even the seemingly harmless flowers released clouds of pollen that induced hallucinations and madness. We were losing the battle, and we knew it. Our only hope was to escape. We had a small shuttle, capable of carrying a limited number of passengers. We drew straws, and those who were chosen said their goodbyes to those who were left behind. I was one of the lucky ones. As we lifted off, I looked back at the planet that was supposed to be our salvation. It was a beautiful, deadly trap. A paradise lost. I don't know what will become of those we left behind. I can only hope that they find a way to survive. As for us, we're adrift in space, searching for a new home. But the memory of Kepler 452b will haunt us forever. We've learned a hard lesson. Not all that glitters is gold, and sometimes, paradise can be a living hell. Log entry 2, day 8. The shuttle is cramped, the air stale with the recycled breath of 6 survivors. Resources are dwindling, and morale is even lower. We've been adrift for days, our distress beacon echoing into the void, unanswered. The silence is deafening. It's a silence punctuated only by the hum of life support systems and the occasional sob of despair. We all bear the physical and emotional scars of Kepler 452b. My own hands are still marred by the burns from the acidic sap of a carnivorous vine. The others aren't faring much better. Dr. Chen is a ghost of his former self, haunted by the faces of those he couldn't save. Captain Miller, once a pillar of strength, now spends most of his time staring out the viewport, his eyes vacant. The rest of the crew is a mix of anger, fear, and resignation. We try to keep ourselves occupied. We take turns checking the systems, rationing our meager supplies, and trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy. We tell stories, share memories of Earth, and try to ignore the gnawing hunger in our stomachs and the growing despair in our hearts. But the reality of our situation is inescapable. We're running out of time. Our oxygen reserves are dangerously low, our food is nearly gone, and our water is barely enough to wet our lips. We've sent out distress signals on every frequency we can think of, but so far, there's been no response. The silence from the universe is crushing. Some of us have started to talk about giving up. They say it's better to end it quickly than to slowly suffocate or starve to death. I try to stay positive, to cling to the hope that someone, somewhere, will hear our pleas for help. But even my faith is starting to waver. One day, as I'm checking the comms for the 100th time, I hear a faint signal. At first, I think it's just interference, a trick of my desperate mind. But then, it comes again, stronger this time. It's a voice, speaking in a language I don't understand. I call the others, and we all crowd around the comms console, listening intently. The voice speaks for a few minutes, then falls silent. We try to decipher the message, but it's no use. We don't even know if it's a friendly transmission or a warning. But it's a sign of life, a beacon of hope in the vast emptiness of space. We decide to respond, sending out a message in every language we know, hoping that whoever is out there will understand. We wait, our hearts pounding in our chests. After what feels like an eternity, we receive a reply. It's the same voice, but this time, it's speaking in English. This is the Zorgan vessel, Star Wanderer. We have received your distress signal. We are on our way to assist you. Relief washes over me like a tidal wave. We're not alone. We're going to be saved. A few hours later, a massive spacecraft appears on our radar. It dwarfs our tiny shuttle, its sleek lines and glowing engines a stark contrast to our battered and worn-out vessel. As the Star Wanderer docks with our shuttle, a wave of apprehension washes over me. We know nothing about these Zorgan, except that they've responded to our distress call. Are they friend or foe? Saviors or conquerors? The airlock opens, and a group of figures emerges. They're humanoid in shape, but their skin is a deep blue, their eyes glow with an eerie light, and their heads are adorned with intricate, bony crests. They approach us cautiously, their weapons holstered but at the ready. I step forward, my hands raised in a gesture of peace. Greetings, I say, my voice trembling slightly. We are the survivors of the Artemis expedition. We are grateful for your assistance. The lead Zorgan inclines his head in a gesture that I take to be a nod. We are the Zorgan, he says, his voice deep and resonant. We are a peaceful race, and we are here to help. He gestures to his crew, who begin to unload supplies from the Star Wanderer. Food, water, medicine, oxygen, everything we need to survive. As we gratefully accept their gifts, I can't help but wonder what the future holds for us. We're safe for now, but we're still adrift in space, far from home. But for the first time in days, I feel a glimmer of hope. The Zorgan have saved us from certain death, and perhaps, they can help us find our way back to Earth. Or perhaps, they have something else in store for us. Log Entry 3, Day 12. The Star Wanderer is a marvel of technology, a testament to the Zorgan's advanced civilization. Their hospitality is as impressive as their engineering. They've given us comfortable quarters, provided us with nutrient-rich food and clean water, and even offered to treat our injuries and ailments. Yet, a sense of unease lingers beneath the surface of their kindness. Their questions are probing, their interest in our mission on Kepler 452b borders on obsessive. They've asked for detailed accounts of our encounters with the hostile plant life, our scientific findings, and even our personal experiences. They seem particularly fascinated by our descriptions of the giant mushrooms and their seemingly intelligent behavior. They've asked us to repeat our stories multiple times, analyzing every detail with a focused intensity that makes me uneasy. One evening, I'm summoned to the bridge of the Star Wanderer. The lead Zorgan, whose name I've learned is Xylo, greets me with a solemn expression. Dr. Carter, he says, we've been studying your data and accounts of Kepler 452b. We believe we may have a solution to the problem of the hostile plant life. My heart leaps with hope. Could it be possible? Could the Zorgan have the technology to neutralize the deadly vegetation and make the planet habitable? Xylo continues, his voice taking on a conspiratorial tone. We believe the key to controlling the plants lies in understanding their intelligence. And we believe you, Dr. Carter, are the key to unlocking that understanding. He pauses, studying my reaction. I'm speechless, my mind racing with possibilities. We propose a joint mission, Xylo says. We will return to Kepler 452b with you, And together, we will study the plant life and find a way to harness its power. A sense of dread washes over me. Return to that nightmare world? Face the horrors that took the lives of so many of my crewmates? But then, I think of the potential rewards. If we could find a way to control the plants, we could unlock a wealth of resources and knowledge. We could turn Kepler 452b into a true paradise, a beacon of hope for humanity. And so, I agree to the Zorgan's proposal. We returned to Kepler 452b, armed with Zorgan technology and a renewed sense of purpose. We set up a new base camp, this time fortified with advanced defenses and equipped with state-of-the-art research facilities. We begin our studies, cautiously venturing into the surrounding forests and jungles. The Zorgan's technology allows us to communicate with the plants, to understand their language and their motivations. We discover that the plants are indeed intelligent, but their intelligence is vastly different from our own. They are a collective consciousness, a network of interconnected minds that spans the entire planet. They see us as intruders, a threat to their existence. But the Zorgan have a plan. They believe that by establishing a symbiotic relationship with the plants, we can coexist peacefully. They propose a series of experiments, designed to demonstrate our goodwill and our willingness to learn from the plants. The experiments are risky, but they seem to be working. The plants are slowly starting to trust us, to see us as potential allies rather than enemies. But then, the unthinkable happens. One of the Zorgan scientists, a brilliant but impulsive young researcher named Zylara, goes rogue. She believes that the plants are holding back, that they possess a hidden power that they are unwilling to share. She conducts an unauthorized experiment, exposing a giant mushroom to a powerful Zorgan energy field. The mushroom reacts violently, its tendrils lashing out and its spores filling the air. Zylara is killed instantly, and the other Zorgan scientists are forced to flee. The plants, enraged by Zylara's betrayal, launch a full-scale attack on our base camp. As we fight for our lives, I realize the truth. The Zorgan never intended to coexist peacefully with the plants. They wanted to control them, to exploit their power for their own ends. And they used us, the survivors of the Artemis expedition, as pawns in their game. We are betrayed, trapped in a war between two alien forces. Our only hope is to escape Kepler 452b once again, but this time, we must do it on our own. Log entry 4, day 15. Chaos reigns. The Zorgan base camp is under siege, the once gleaming structures now marred by scorch marks and fungal growths. The air is thick with the stench of burning vegetation and the acrid smoke of Zorgan weaponry. We humans are caught in the crossfire, our fragile alliance with the Zorgan shattered. We've barricaded ourselves in a research lab, the only structure still somewhat intact. The Zorgan's advanced defenses are holding, for now, but the relentless onslaught of the plants is taking its toll. The screams of the Zorgan echo through the corridors, a chilling reminder of our precarious situation. We're outnumbered and outmatched, our only hope of survival lying in a desperate gamble. Captain Miller, his face grim with determination, outlines our plan. We'll use the Zorgan's own technology against them, hijacking their communication systems to send a distress signal to Earth. It's a long shot, but it's our only shot. We work quickly, fueled by adrenaline and the primal instinct for survival. Dr. Chen, his medical expertise proving invaluable, rigs together a makeshift transmitter using salvaged Zorgan components. I, with my knowledge of botany, identify a specific type of plant that emits a powerful electromagnetic pulse, a natural weapon we can use to disrupt the Zorgan's defenses. We split into two teams. Captain Miller, Dr. Chen, and two other crew members will make their way to the communication center, while I lead the remaining survivors to the heart of the forest, where the EMP-emitting plants grow in abundance. The journey through the base camp is a harrowing ordeal. We dodge falling debris, avoid Zorgan patrols, and fend off attacks from mutated plants that have infiltrated the compound. We reach the communication center, a massive chamber filled with glowing consoles and complex machinery. Captain Miller, his fingers flying across the controls, manages to override the Zorgan security protocols and access the external comm system. He broadcasts our distress signal, a desperate plea for help echoing into the vastness of space. We can only hope that it reaches Earth in time. Meanwhile, my team has reached the forest. The air is thick with the scent of decay and the ominous rustling of leaves. We move cautiously, our eyes peeled for any sign of danger. We find the plants we're looking for, their bioluminescent glow illuminating the forest floor. We carefully harvest their energy, channeling it into a makeshift device designed to amplify their EMP. With a synchronized countdown, we activate the device. A wave of energy ripples through the forest, causing the plants to convulse and the Zorgon technology to sputter and fail. The base camp is plunged into darkness, the Zorgon's defenses momentarily disabled. We use this opportunity to make our escape, racing towards the shuttle bay, where a lone Zorgon transport awaits. We board the transport, our hearts pounding in our chests. As we lift off, I look back at the chaos we're leaving behind. The base camp is a raging inferno, the Zorgon and the plants locked in a deadly embrace. I don't know who will win this war, but I know we can't stay to find out. Our only hope is to reach Earth and warn them of the Zorgon's true intentions. As we hurtle through space, a sense of bittersweet triumph fills me. We've escaped the clutches of Kepler 452b once again, but at a terrible cost. We've lost friends, comrades, and any hope of a peaceful resolution. But we've also gained something: knowledge. Knowledge of the Zorgon's deceit, their hunger for power, and their willingness to sacrifice anyone and anything to achieve their goals. We've learned that not all aliens are friendly, that not all rescuers are saviors. And we've learned that sometimes, the most dangerous threat comes not from the unknown, but from those who claim to be our allies. As we journey towards Earth, I can't help but wonder what awaits us there. Will they believe our story? Will they heed our warning? Or will we be dismissed as madmen, our tales of alien betrayal dismissed as the ravings of traumatized survivors? Only time will tell. Log Entry 5, Day 22. Our Zorgon transport, a stolen relic of our betrayal, hurtles through the cosmos, its alien systems surprisingly responsive to our human touch. We've managed to decipher enough of its controls to plot a course for Earth, a beacon of hope in the vast expanse of space. Days blur into a monotonous rhythm of maintenance checks, rationed meals, and fitful sleep. The tension within our makeshift crew is palpable. The shared trauma of Kepler 452b, the harrowing escape, and the looming uncertainty of our reception on Earth weigh heavily on our spirits. Captain Miller, once a paragon of stoicism, now paces the cramped cabin, his brow creased with worry. Dr. Chen, his medical expertise useless against the psychological wounds we bear, spends hours lost in thought, his eyes haunted. We try to maintain a semblance of normalcy, sharing stories, playing cards, and even attempting a sing-along, but the hollow echoes of our voices only serve to underscore our isolation. One evening, as we're gathered around a flickering monitor, watching a grainy recording of an Earth sunset, a message crackles through the calms. It's a human voice, speaking in English, but with a distinct military inflection. This is the United Earth Space Force. Identify yourselves immediately. A wave of relief washes over me. We've been heard. We're not alone. Captain Miller responds, his voice clear and firm. This is Captain Miller of the Artemis expedition. We've escaped from Kepler 452b and are requesting immediate assistance. A tense silence follows. Then the voice returns, its tone cautious. Captain Miller, we've received reports of your mission's failure. We were informed that all crew members were lost. Miller hesitates, then relays the harrowing truth. He tells them of the hostile plant life, the Zorgon's deceit, our desperate escape, and our warning about the aliens' true intentions. The silence on the other end stretches for an eternity. Then the voice returns, grave and measured. Captain Miller, we thank you for your warning. We'll send a fleet to intercept you. Please prepare for quarantine and debriefing upon arrival. Relief floods through me. We're going home. But as the euphoria fades, a chilling realization dawns upon me. The Zorgon are already on their way to Earth. Their superior technology and knowledge of our weaknesses make them a formidable threat. Have we doomed our own planet by escaping? Days later, we're intercepted by a squadron of Earth warships, their sleek hulls and powerful weapons a comforting sight. We're escorted to a lunar base, where we undergo rigorous decontamination and medical examinations. The debriefing is intense, our every word scrutinized, our every memory dissected. The military officials are skeptical at first, their eyes narrowed with suspicion. But as we present our evidence, the Zorgon technology we salvaged, the recordings of their conversations, and the scars we bear, their skepticism turns to grim determination. Earth prepares for war, but it's a war they're ill-equipped to fight. The Zorgon are a technologically superior foe, their motives shrouded in mystery. We humans, still reeling from the discovery of alien life and the betrayal of our supposed saviors, are divided and uncertain. The future is bleak, the outcome uncertain. But as I stand on the lunar surface, gazing at the Earth hanging in the black void, a flicker of hope remains. Humanity has faced insurmountable odds before, and we've always found a way to survive. Perhaps, this time will be no different. Perhaps, we can unite against this common enemy, overcome our differences, and defend our home. But even if we fail, even if the Zorgon conquer Earth, our story will serve as a warning to future generations. A reminder that not all aliens are benevolent, and that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit will always strive for freedom. Log Entry 6, Day 30. The lunar base is a hive of activity, a tense symphony of drills, strategizing, and technological innovation. Earth's finest minds, military leaders, scientists, and engineers, have converged, united by a common threat. We survivors of the Artemis expedition have become unlikely advisors, our knowledge of the Zorgon and their technology proving invaluable. We work tirelessly, analyzing data, running simulations, and brainstorming strategies. My expertise in botany has taken an unexpected turn. I'm collaborating with geneticists and biochemists, exploring the potential of weaponizing the hostile plant life of Kepler 452b. It's a risky proposition, playing with fire, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Our research yields promising results. We isolate a strain of fungal spores capable of corroding Zorgon technology, a biological weapon we can deploy against their ships and infrastructure. We also identify a species of vine whose sap can neutralize the Zorgon's energy shields, rendering them vulnerable to our conventional weaponry. The plan is audacious, a gamble with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. We'll lure the Zorgon fleet into a trap, using a decoy ship baited with promises of advanced technology. Once they're within range, we'll unleash our botanical arsenal, crippling their ships and giving our forces a fighting chance. The day of the battle arrives, a day that will forever be etched in human history. The Zorgon fleet emerges from hyperspace, their ships sleek and menacing, their numbers overwhelming. Our decoy ship, a retrofitted freighter, transmits a pre-recorded message, a desperate plea for alliance and technological exchange. The Zorgon take the bait, their greed for knowledge blinding them to the trap that awaits. As they approach the decoy, our hidden warships emerge from the darkness of space, their weapons primed and ready. The first volley is devastating. Earth's kinetic weapons, enhanced with Zorgon energy signatures gleaned from our salvage technology, tear through the Zorgon fleet, crippling their shields and hull integrity. Then, we unleash the plants. Pods filled with corrosive spores are launched towards the Zorgon ships, their payloads eating away at their hulls like acid. Vines, genetically modified for rapid growth and enhanced aggression, are deployed, snaking their way onto Zorgon vessels and disabling their systems. The Zorgon are caught off guard, their superior technology proving useless against this unexpected biological onslaught. Their ships, once symbols of their advanced civilization, are reduced to smoldering wrecks, their crews succumbing to the corrosive spores and the suffocating vines. The battle rages for hours, a chaotic ballet of laser fire, missile strikes, and organic warfare. Our losses are heavy, but the Zorgon fleet is decimated. Their flagship, a colossal dreadnought, attempts a desperate escape, but a concentrated barrage of fire from our combined forces brings it down, its fiery demise a beacon of hope for humanity. Against all odds, we have won. Earth is saved, but at a terrible cost. We mourn our fallen heroes, their sacrifice a testament to the resilience and courage of the human spirit. The war is over, but the battle for our future has just begun. We've learned a hard lesson about the dangers of first contact, the risks of trusting alien races, and the importance of preserving our own identity in the face of overwhelming odds. As we rebuild our shattered world, we do so with a newfound respect for the power of nature, the resilience of the human spirit, and the importance of unity in the face of adversity. We are the survivors of Kepler 452b, the witnesses of Zorgon treachery, and the architects of Earth's salvation. Our story is a testament to the enduring power of hope, the triumph of the human spirit, and the unwavering belief in a brighter future. Log Entry 7, Day 45. The euphoria of victory is a fleeting memory, replaced by the stark reality of rebuilding a wounded planet. Earth bears the scars of the Zorgon conflict, its surface marred by the debris of fallen ships and the lingering effects of biological warfare. We survivors of the Artemis expedition have become reluctant celebrities, our names whispered in awe and fear. We're hailed as heroes, yet we bear the heavy burden of guilt for our role in bringing the Zorgon to Earth's doorstep. Our knowledge of the Zorgon, gleaned from our harrowing experiences on Kepler 452b, has become a double-edged sword. We're consulted on matters of planetary defense, xenobiology, and even intergalactic diplomacy, but our expertise is tinged with the bitter taste of betrayal. The world clamors for answers, for reassurances that the threat is truly over. But we know better. The Zorgon may be defeated, but their empire still stands, lurking in the shadows of the cosmos. Our stolen transport, now a prized artifact, is meticulously examined by Earth's scientists. They delve into its alien technology, hoping to unlock its secrets and bolster our defenses against future threats. I find myself drawn to the ship, a constant reminder of our ordeal. I spend hours in its silent chambers, poring over its cryptic controls and deciphering its enigmatic symbols. One day, as I'm examining the navigation console, I notice a faint blinking light. It's a hidden compartment, concealed behind a panel of alien script. With trembling hands, I pry it open, revealing a small, crystalline device. It pulses with a soft, otherworldly glow, its surface etched with intricate patterns that seem to shift and change before my eyes. I cautiously touch it, and a surge of energy courses through my body, filling my mind with images, sounds, and sensations I've never experienced before. I see visions of distant galaxies, swirling nebulae, and strange, alien landscapes. I hear whispers of ancient languages, the murmur of cosmic forces, and the haunting cries of unknown creatures. The device falls from my grasp, its glow fading as quickly as it appeared. I'm left breathless, my mind reeling from the sensory overload. What was that? A message? A warning? A glimpse into the Zorgon's true purpose? I share my discovery with Captain Miller and Dr. Chen, their faces mirroring my own confusion and apprehension. We decide to keep the device a secret, fearing the panic it could cause if its existence were made public. But we know that we can't ignore it. The device, whatever its purpose, holds the key to understanding the Zorgon and their ultimate goals. We must decipher its secrets, even if it means venturing into the unknown, facing the dangers of the cosmos once again. And so, we make a fateful decision. We will embark on a new mission, a secret expedition into the heart of Zorgon space. We will use their own stolen transport, armed with their own technology, to uncover the truth behind their motives and their ultimate destiny. It's a perilous journey, a gamble with our lives and the fate of humanity. But we have no other choice. The Zorgon are out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike again. We must stop them, before it's too late.